Hello Internet! With the recent livestream, Robin, Boothill, and male Fantilia has been introduced. And today we'll be analyzing and breaking down Robin and Boothill's kit and help you decide whether to pull for them. Disclaimer though, I will not be including leaks in this video. You kinda can't do that. Now then, let us start. Robin is a 5-star physical harmony character. To summarize her, she is the strongest follow-up attack buffer and one of the strongest buffer otherwise. Let's first get into her kit. Her technique gives her extra energy as she starts a battle. Fairly standard, nothing crazy. Her skill here buffs her entire team, increasing the total damage inflicted by your team. Similar to Ron Mei's skill, Robin gains 3 of these white dots here after using her skill. This means that Robin's buff duration will decrease by 1 only if Robin takes a turn, much like how Ron Mei's skill works as well. This opens up the idea of building a slower Robin with speedy allies, just like the full break Ron Mei build. Your DPS will get the most out of her buffs that way by taking multiple of their turns. Moving up next, we have her talent. It allows Robin to generate additional energy whenever her allies attack enemies. The amount of energy regenerated looks to be extremely low, which is why you'd once again prefer fast allies that can attack frequently in order to gain her energy constantly. This points the direction of a Robin team composition towards a high-speed follow-up attack team, since they can all attack constantly even without taking their turn. With every follow-up attack that hits them, they will gain energy for Robin. Robin's value truly skyrockets when you take a look at her ultimate here. She legit grants all allies a turn immediately. What a crud. To put this to perspective, Dance is one of the most valuable icons for that 24% action advance on the ultimate. But now we have someone that does that, but it's 100% action advance instead. Oh gosh. It isn't shown on stream what other buffs she gives on the team, but it's safe to assume that there will be some sort of buffs involved with this ultimate. Even without considering that though, to get a whole team a turn instantly is insane. But that's not all. After using her ultimate, she gets into a unique state right here, which stops her from taking action based on the fact that her ult icon is crossed out, much like if you're frozen. You may think that's a bad thing, but no. During this state, Robin deals additional damage after every ally attack. Similar to Ron Mei's additional damage proc on a broken enemy, Robin's damage though just happens on every ally attack with an extra proc as you see here. This can happen even including Numby's follow-up attacks, so the more frequent your ally attacks with any sort of direct damage that isn't just, dot damage, the more Robin can activate her damage. The livestream mentioned that during her ult, she is fully immune to crowd control debuff, but honestly, since she literally can't take action anyway, it's not too crazy, but still, it's very good. Logically speaking, when the ult ends, she'll go back to being able to take turns again. From what we can gather so far, Robin's ideal setup at the moment is certainly a team of speedy follow-up attackers. However, it is important to note of her issues. Since she can't take a turn during her ultimate, she's certainly not the best skill point generator of the team in the long run. You will ideally want to pair her with a skill point positive sustain like Aventurine, Luocha, or Fu Xuan. Now, it sounds like she's quite limited in terms of team setup, but no. Let us explore about her other setups as well. If the ideal follow-up attack team isn't available to you, Robin can certainly still be used anywhere else. Just know that it won't be the most ideal setup for her, but it's still strong. If you'd like to pair her with an Akron team, for example, you absolutely can, since you want a high-speed debuffer by her side anyway. With a high-speed debuffer like say Pella, she can activate Robin's talent as she takes action herself, so that'll gain more energy for Robin, getting her ultimate quicker. The sheer value of a skill and ultimate is more than enough for that team to sing. Get it? She sings? She's a singer? I'm really not funny. Therein begs the question, should you pull Robin? Here are a list of her pros and cons. The simple answer here is yes if you don't own at least 2 reliable 5-star harmony buffers. You want 2 to have both sides of a seat, right? Otherwise, do whatever you like. I will say though, if you're chasing speedy clear time, Robin is one of the best characters to do that, with her ultimate just getting your whole team a turn. It's like dance on crack. With that said, we can now move to the next new character. We have Boothill. He is a 5-star physical hunt character. To summarize him, he is the first 5-star single target break DPS. As for break DPS, you can think about Shui, which is the 4-star equivalent of that role. Meaning to say, Boothill's best potential includes breaking the enemy. Let's take a look at his kit. His technique here allows Boothill to apply physical weakness on the first enemy he uses his skill against, helping him get that break quick. His skill taunts the target and initiates a duel. During this duel, Boothill and the target can only attack each other unless the enemy is coming at you with an AoE. At the same time, both of them do increased damage only to each other. This damage increase will not be applied when your allies outside of the duel attacks this enemy, so it's a full 1 versus 1 here. After using his skill, his turn does not end and his basic is enhanced. he has to use this enhanced basic here. There's no other option. You can't just cancel the skill. His talent allows him to gain a stackable buff here whenever he breaks or defeats an enemy in a duel against him. You want to get as many of this buff as fast as possible, so it does suggest that he is a break damage dealer that wants to weakness break or kill constantly. His ultimate is the nail in the coffin, where it inflicts physical weakness on one target. Then he does a crap ton of damage and delays the target's action as well. With all that said, it's pretty obvious that Boothill has a kit that involves break effect. We don't know what exactly his talents are, but depending on what it is, you may want to build him like a Shui Yi with break effect and crit. Otherwise, a simple crit DPS stat line will do fine. We'll have to see when his official kit drops though. His best allies should still easily be Ranmei as shown in the livestream. Getting that weakness break efficiency up is definitely good for someone like Boothill. Considering his skill is rather selfish, unlike Topaz that can help the team with Proof of Dead, using Boothill as your hyper carry with great support seems to be the best bet here. Since, you know, he makes it so that the enemy takes more damage from only himself instead of the team. The question will now be, should you pull Robin or Boothill? The simplest answer is prioritizing Robin if you don't already have two reliable 5-star Harmony characters. Having two buffers that are good is going to make your life so much easier, especially in MOC or in Pure Fiction. If you are skipping Robin though, I would then look at my account and decide if I should consider Boothill. With a new MOC being tougher and tougher, I actually think it's time to think about your DPS choices as well. In my opinion, Boothill should be the most versatile single target DPS in the entire game. Implanting physical weakness reliably means you can use him well against any enemies and still break them, right? To close this off though, do wait for the Creator Experience server showcases that give you the best idea of what your decision should be. And hey, drop me a sub because I'll be making that showcase as soon as it's available. And lastly, we have the two rerun batters, and oh boy, this is very difficult. We have Topaz and Fu Xuan. Topaz is the best follow-up attack support that can also deal very high damage herself, while Fu Xuan is still one of the best sustains you could ask for. With great follow-up attackers being released, Topaz's value has risen incredibly much since her release, and currently it's one of the best team in the game. Worse yet, you have Robin's banner to consider alongside Topaz's rerun, so yeah, it's a really tough decision. In my opinion, you should still prioritize Robin in this case. Make sure you have at least two reliable 5-star buffers, because in the end, getting a Topaz without a strong buffer by her side is still a recipe for disappointment. I'll preface that you should only get Topaz if you're planning to make a follow-up attack team though. Otherwise, you pretty much won't be utilizing her unique skills, which is kind of a waste. And truth be told, if you use her as your only crutch for a DPS, she will not do better than a lot of other pure damage dealers. As for Fu Xuan's case, it's much simpler. She's a tried and true sustain that protects your team extremely comfortably. If you do not have at least two reliable sustains, you should get Fu Xuan. Always remember that you could have the best damage dealers and buffers, but you still die if you can't survive. If you're still missing sustains, do not miss out on Fu Xuan. You can always get another DPS instead of Boothill, so definitely make sure you can survive anything first. On top of all of that, Firefly has already been drip marketed as a destruction character, so you could just go for her as your DPS instead of missing out on your sustain for Boothill. And that will be all for today. I hope I helped you out in making a decision, and yeah, I'll be making an early access showcase of Robin soon and bring you guys more info, so stay tuned for that, and I hope the video helped you out. And that'll be all. Take care!